Chapter 47. Theodora's Tea. I almost felt like crying when I knocked on the door to my uncle's suite. I couldn't stop thinking about Annabelle, and had to remind myself that her death had occurred more than 40 years ago. He had gotten over it, or, if not over it, at least he'd learned to live with it. He certainly didn't need me to open up old wounds. I'd already asked too many stupid questions. Theodora answered and told me that Trap was still in the process of waking up, whatever that meant. She told me to go ahead and shovel, and she'd take him down in a few minutes. She must have said shuffle, not shovel. Lucy and Arnold were sitting east-west at B2, and Gloria was north at A2. Before joining her, I decided to research the competition. The lists of teams and matches were posted on the wall beside the director's table. I was hoping to play the team with more than 110,000 master points. I was looking forward to knocking out the big shots. Instead, I saw that our next opponents were the lowest-ranked team in our bracket. However, I also saw that they had defeated the team with 87,000 in the afternoon session, so maybe they shouldn't be taken lightly? I joined Gloria, took the cards out of the board 7, and started shoveling. I reported that Trap was still resting and would be down shortly. The two men sitting east-west were a lot closer to my age than to Gloria's. They were probably in their late 20s or early 30s. I think West had a tattoo, but it might have just been a birthmark. I could only glimpse a small portion of it underneath his shirt collar. "It's gotta take its toll," he said, memorizing every card. 15 minutes later, Trap and Theodora still had not come down. At the other table, Lucy and Arnold were already playing. "I guess you're gonna have to fill in, Alton," said Gloria, "until he gets here." For a moment I was stunned, or maybe for several moments, but then I thought, okay, I can do this. It probably would only be for one hand, so even if I screwed up, Trap could overcome it. But just imagine his surprise if I got us a good board. I'd sat on the sidelines long enough. It was time for me to get into the game. Gloria laughed. "Don't worry, I'm only kidding," she said. "You should have seen the look on your face," laughed Wes. I smiled, pretending relief. A minute later, Trap and Theodora entered the grand ballroom. To save time, I removed the south hand from the board 7 and met them before they reached the table. Spades, queen jack, heart 7, 7, 7, jack 10. "Whoa, slow down," said Trap. "Let me get my bearings." Theodora handed me a thermos bottle. "Make sure he drinks this," she told me, "a little bit at a time." I held the thermos in one hand and the fan of cards in the other, and once again told his hand. Spades, queen, jack, hearts, 8, 7, 5, 3, 2, diamonds, jack 10, 6. We started with boards 7 through 12. The other table had 1 through 6. On board 7, Gloria bid and made 4 spades for a score of 620. "Sorry, I guess my diamond lead gave it to her," said West, the one with the maybe tattoo. "You had to lead something," said East. "It was the normal lead." "I considered the 8 of clubs," said West. "That would have worked." I tried to get Trap to drink one of Theodora's tea, but he refused, saying it wasn't necessary, since he had been dummy, so he didn't exert any energy. He groaned as he stood up, and I led him away from the table. Once again he told me to slow down when I recited his hand. I admit I had been feeling rushed because of our late start, but I don't think I was speaking any faster than normal. Usually he got impatient with me because I didn't go fast enough. East bid and made 3 no trump. Trap hadn't been dummy, but he still wouldn't drink Theodora's tea. On board 9, he had me repeat the diamonds. On board 10, he was down 1 and 4 hearts. Gloria said there was nothing he could have done about it, but he seemed disappointed in himself. The caddy came by with the 6 boards from the other table, and we gave her the 4 boards that we had played so far. When I tried to get him to take a sip of tea, he snapped at me, "You drink it." It smelled like rotten cantaloupe. Sometime later, I noticed that Arnold and Lucy had finished. We still had 4 boards to go. True, they had started before us, but it seemed to me that Trap was playing extremely slowly. More than once, when it was his turn to play, I'd make my guess as to what card he'd call for, but then I'd wait for what seemed like forever until he finally called a card. It was usually the card I had anticipated, which was either good for me or bad for him. We finished the first 12 boards. Arnold and Lucy came over and we compared results. On board 7, Arnold had led the 8 of clubs and they set 4 spades. They gave us 12 IMPs. Unfortunately, that was our only good board. Lucy totaled it up. At the halfway point, we were down by 41 IMPs. Everyone sat glumly. "They're very good players," said Arnold. Gloria nodded. "It doesn't mean we can't come back," said Lucy. 41 IMPs isn't impossible," said Arnold. "If they can do it, so can we." 41 is nothing," said Gloria. I was down 49 once, and we came back and won by 2 IMPs. Arnold then said that he was once behind by 55 IMPs at the halfway point and still won. I got you both beat, said Lucy. I was once ahead by 57 IMPs. And lost. Everyone laughed at that, including me. Pour me a cup of tea, said Trap. I unscrewed the top of Theodora's thermos and filled the cup. Trap brought it up to his lips, shuddered, then drank it all down. Let's go get him, he said.